Hello everyone, let's go through a maths past paper together. Today we'll be going through an Edexcel higher non-calculator paper. I'll leave a link to the questions down below if you want to give it a go yourself first. With that said, let's get started. Okay, question 1. The scatter graph shows the maximum temperature and the number of hours of sunshine in 14 British towns on one day. One of the points is an outlier. Write down the coordinates of this point. So clearly, it's going to be this one up here. So let's just draw lines across to see where the coordinates are, and it's going to be at 10, 19. So let's write that in. X coordinate always goes first, remember that. Now, for the other types of points, write down the type of correlation. So in this case, it'll be a positive correlation because it's going up and to the right, so positive. There we go. On the same day in another British town, the maximum temperature was 16.4 degrees Celsius. Estimate the number of hours of sunshine in this town on this day. So for this, let's draw a line of best fit first so that we can extrapolate. So let's draw a line of best fit first, just a rough straight line going through as many points as we can, and then draw a line across at 16.4. And then down. So in this case, it'll be 13 hours of sunshine. And that's that. A weatherman says temperatures are higher on days when there is more sunshine. Does the scatter graph support what the weatherman says? Yes, it does. Yes. This is because a positive correlation will mean as one variable increases, so does the other. There we go. Question 2. Express 56 as a product of its prime factors. So it's just a nice simple prime decomposition. So 2 definitely goes into this. Then we divide 56 by 2, and that's 28. Do that again. There's another 2, so 14, another 2, and 7. It's going to be 2 to the 3 multiplied by 7 because there's 3 2's. Okay. Then let's work out 54.6 multiplied by 4.3. So it's just some long multiplication. Good thing to note here is this is the same as 546 multiplied by 43 divided by 100. So let's write this out and just go through the steps. So this will be 18, carry the 1, 12, carry the 1, 15, carry the 1, and add a 0 here because now we're multiplying by 40. So 24, 16, and 20. Now let's add these two numbers together. 8, 6, 4, 1, 3, 2. And then because we're dividing by 100, the decimal place goes there. So it's 234.68. Easy way to check this is just whether or not, if we estimate this, it'll be close. So this is roughly 50 times by 4, which is 200. So we're pretty close. And that means that the answer is probably right. Okay, question 4. The area of square ABCD is 10 centimeters squared. Show that x squared plus 6x is equal to 1. And in this case, x is defined to be this little section here. And each side is x plus 3. So if each side is x plus 3, the area will be x plus 3 squared. Area of a circle is just one of the sides squared. Or area of a square is just one of the sides squared, sorry. And then this has to equal 10. So now let's expand out this bracket. So it's x squared plus 6x plus 9 is equal to 10. Let's subtract 9 from both sides. We get 1 is equal to x squared plus 6x. And that's perfect. Okay. Question 5. The rectangular frame is made from 5 straight pieces of metal. The weight of the metal is 1.5 kilograms per meter. Work out the total weight of the metal in the frame. So we need to figure out the circumference, including this diagonal, and then multiply that by 1.5 to find the weights. So the circumference of a rectangle will be 12 plus 12 plus 5 plus 5, which is equal to 34. And then the diagonal we can find by using Pythagoras. So it'll be the square root of 12 squared plus 5 squared, which is equal to the square root of 144 plus 25, square root of 169. And that is just 13. So it'll be 34 plus 13, which is 47. Now we just need to multiply 47 by 1.5. 47 multiplied by 1.5 will be 47 plus half of 47, which is 3.5. And this added together will be equal to 70.5. Simple as that. 70.5 kilograms. And let's move on. The equation of line L1 is y is equal to 3x minus 2. The equation of line L2 is 3y minus 9x plus 5 is equal to 0. Show that these two lines are parallel. So we need to put both of these first into the form y equals mx plus c, because in that case m is the gradient, and if the lines are parallel, that means the gradients have to be the same. So we want to find that m is the same for both of these. So for L1, y is equal to 3x minus 2. Gradient is equal to 3. For L2, y is equal, no, not y, 3y minus 9x plus 5 is equal to 0. We rearrange that, we'll get 3y is equal to 9x minus 5, divide by 3, y is equal to 3x minus 5. So gradient is equal to 3. Therefore, since grad L1 is equal to grad L2, that's just gradient for short, parallel. Doesn't have to be in full sentences, as long as you've got the general ideas written down and the keywords. Question 7. There are 10 boys and 20 girls in a class. The class is a test. The mean mark for all the class is 60. The mean mark for all the girls is 54. Work out the mean mark for the boys. So instead of working in mean marks, it'll be much easier if we try to work in total marks. So total for class, and this will be 30 multiplied by 60. So that's 1,800. Total for girls is 20 multiplied by 54, which is going to be 1,080. And now total for boys is going to be 1,800 minus 1,080. 720. Since there are 10 boys, then we divide 720 by 10. 72. Okay. 8. Write this as an ordinary number, so we just need to remember that because it's 10 to the minus 6, there needs to be 6 zeros here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 7, 9, 7. Okay, work out the value of this and give the answer in standard form. So we can actually split this up to make this a bit easier. We can split this up into this multiplied by this. This is perfectly okay, and it'll make our lives a little bit easier because we just have to do these divisions one at a time. So let's start by just doing the short division here to see what this comes out as. So it's 0.6, carry the 1, 3. And then this will be 10 to the 8. So we have 0.63 times by 10 to the 8, but that's not in standard form yet. So we need to just convert it, and that becomes 6.3 times 10 to the 7. Okay. Question 9. Jules buys a washing machine. 20% VAT is added to the price of the washing machine. Jules then has to pay a total of £600. What is the price of the washing machine with no VAT added? So let's make this into an equation for in x. X will be our price with no VAT, and then when that's multiplied by 1.2, we'll get 600. So we just need to divide by 1.2, which is 500. Nice and simple. Let's move on. Show that x plus 1, x plus 2, x plus 3 can be written in this form where a, b, c, d are positive integers. So the way that I would do this is first multiply out this bracket and then multiply the product of this by this one, so that we're not trying to do 3 multiplications at once. Okay. So this is going to equal x squared plus 3x plus 2. And we have x squared plus 3x plus 2 multiplied by x plus 3. So first let's multiply everything by x. X cubed plus 3x plus 2x. There should be an x squared there. And now multiply everything by 3. So that'll equal 3x squared plus 9x plus 6. Now let's collect like terms. X cubed, that'll be 6x squared, 11x, and 6. It's our answer, and it's in the correct form because everything's an integer. Okay, question 11. The graph of y equals f of x is drawn on the grid. Write down the coordinates of the turning point of the graph. So that's where this is the flattest. So let's just draw this line across. It's at 1 minus 3. Estimate the roots. Write down estimates for the roots of f of x is equal to 0. So in this case, if f of x is equal to 0, that means y will be equal to 0. So that is just the classic root that I'm sure you're familiar with. So we've got 2.75 or negative 0.75. And now let's find the estimates for f of 1.5. So this time x is being replaced with 1.5, so let's go to where x is 1.5 and then draw across to find the y. It's about minus 2.8. And let's move on. Okay, question 12. Find the value of 81 to the power of minus a half. So this can be rewritten as 81 to the half to the power of minus 1. So the half just means square rooted. 81 square rooted is 9. So this is 9 to the power of minus 1. Anything to the power of minus 1 is just 1 over the thing. So it's 1 over 9. Then let's find the value of this. Similar question. Let's do the same trick here. First, let's do a third, and then let's get that squared. So taking a cube root of a fraction will just be cube root of the top and cube root of the bottom. So 64 cube rooted is 4, 125 cube rooted is 5. Let's square that. That's going to be 16 over 25. Okay. The table shows a set of values for x and y. Y is inversely proportional to the square of x. Find an equation for y in terms of x. Okay, so y is proportional to 1 over x squared, which means y is equal to k over x squared. So we just need to find this value of k, and to do that, let's just plug in a value for x and y. So let's just do y is 9 and x is 1. So 9 is equal to 1 squared over k, so k is equal to 9. So our equation is y is equal to 9 over x squared. Nice and simple. Find the positive value of x when y is 16. So again, let's just use the equation. Y will be 16, so let's plug that in straight away. 16, 9, x squared. Let's just rearrange a little bit. 16x squared is equal to 9, which, let's go up here, just so we have a bit more space. X squared will be 9 over 16, square rooted will be 3 over 4. And we don't need to care about plus or minus because it's just a positive value. So it's 3 over 4. Let's move on. Okay. White shapes and black shapes are used in a game. Some of the shapes are circles, all the other shapes are squares. The ratio of white shapes to the number of black shapes is 3 to 7. The ratio of the number of white circles to the number of white squares is 4 to 5. The ratio of the number of black circles to the number of black squares is 2 to 5. Work out the fraction of all the shapes that are circles. So if we multiply the fraction of white circles by white shapes overall, that'll give us the proportion of the whole thing that's just white circles. We can do the same with black circles, and then that's all of the circles accounted for. So there are going to be 10 parts in this ratio, so in this case the proportion of black circles, or the proportion of black shapes, is 3 over 10. So for white, 3 over 10 multiplied by the proportion of white circles to white squares. So it's going to be 4 over 9 because there's 9 total parts. 4 over 9 is equal to 12 over 90, which we can simplify a little bit, 4 over 30. Okay? And we can simplify that further, actually, to 2 over 15. There we go. And now for black, we will want 7 over 10. That's our proportion of the total number of stuff. And then the number of circles is 2 over 7. The portion of circles is 2 over 7. The 7s will cancel, so it's just going to be 2 over 10. Let's add 2 over 15 to 2 over 10. 2 over 15 plus... Oh, 2 over 10 actually simplifies further. It's 1 over 5. That makes this quite a bit easier. Over 5. So we just need to multiply 1 over 5 by 3. So that'll be 3 over 15. 3 plus 2 is going to be 5 over 15, which simplifies again down to a third. Let's make sure that's a 5. And that's a third. Let's just make it clear that that's where we got it from. There we go. Okay. A cone has a volume of 98 centimeters cubed. The radius of the cone is 5 centimeters. Work out an estimate for the height of the cone. And we are given the equation here. So let's just start with this equation. If it's an estimate, we're rounding everything to one significant figure. So the volume will be 100. 1 over 3 times pi multiplied by, it's just going to be 5 squared, h, since 5.13 rounds to 5. Now, 1 over 3 is very close to the reciprocal of pi. Since pi is 3.14, pi rounds to 3. 1 over 3 multiplied by pi will just be 1. So this is equivalent to 1 multiplied by 25 multiplied by h. This is 100. So then if we divide by 25, we will get to 4 is equal to h. So it's just 4. Nice and simple. John uses a calculator to work out the height of the cone to 2 decimal places. Will your estimate be more than John's number or less than John's number? Give reasons for your answer. So the easiest way to prove this, in my opinion, is to rearrange this formula here. So if we take v, we're trying to rearrange for h, so we just need to divide v by a squared is going to equal 2x squared minus root 3 x squared, and then this will equal x squared 2 minus root 3. That's much better. Okay, and now we can apply this into here because this is our a. Oh, well, it's our a squared. Let's just use this blank page to have a bit more space for workings. So let's rearrange the cosine rule first to be to have cos of a on the left side. So cos a is equal to b squared plus c squared minus a squared over 2bc. And now if we look up here, b is going to equal 10, c is going to equal 10, and a squared is going to equal the same a squared. So it's going to be 10 squared plus 10 squared minus x, 2 minus root 3, x squared, 2 minus root 3, then 2 times 10 times by 10. It's going to equal cos of a. Okay, so now let's just